Hello, I'm Kevin Turner. Welcome to another Rockend Rockstar. Robyn Gleeson is my guest this time. Robyn's real estate knowledge and experience expands over 20 years, which ranks her as a survivor in the industry. Robyn leads a large team of 40 people offering expertise, mentoring and training with a passion for property management and human resources. Under Robyn's management, the team has achieved numerous national awards over the years, including elite status for the property management team 9 years in succession. Robyn recently received the prestigious Personal Excellence Award from Elders Corporate for her contribution to the industry and superior work practices throughout her time as General Manager. Robyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Absolutely honoured to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Robyn, what are the key strategies that you've implemented into your business to improve revenue over the last 12 months?
Well, just coming on to the spate of offices that we've just had recently acquired, I guess the challenge for us is getting everybody onto the same fee structure. So we've done a reevaluation of all of the fees, and we've actually come up with a similar fee structure for all of the offices, but we've actually just more concentrated on the ancillary fees and how we can actually increase our revenue that way. There's always incentives that we try and think of something new and fresh all the time. And look, it's that thing about the difficulty about discounting fees, which is something that we don't love to do, but we have got a offer at the moment where we're promoting 3 months management fee free. So that's just something that we've offered over the winter months.
Tell me, has that been successful for you?
Look, in the past, we've done it before. It's something that, it's like a little fire to ignite something when things are a little bit slow. And I guess with, historically winter tends to be a little bit slower. And it's just something that we've done every now and then. And we sort of put a stop and a start on it so that there's that feeling of that they have to sort of get into the race.
I've heard that people who are attracted to those sorts of offers generally come with some problems. Have you found that?
Look, I don't know that you could say that is a general. That's not been my experience.
No. Okay.
But, one of the terms and conditions is that they must stay with us for a period of 12 months. So it's not like you're going to get somebody that's going to sign up and then on the 4th month you all of a sudden get the sack. So, we've thought it through, and it's all about conditioning the client. But look, I just think for people that are new to the investment market and their every dollar counts and they're often quite cautious, that's quite appealing when you actually translate that into a dollar value. So, I mean, in our opening spiel and our dialogue, we could actually say, look, this would normally equate to, $800 or something like that. It may not be that amount. That's just something I've pulled out. But that is a significant saving to somebody who's coming into the investment market. So, each case is going to be case by case. But certainly I've not had anybody that, has come to us, that's come with some issue or some baggage.
Baggage. As we know, there are 6 offices in your group, Robyn, and I don't know that you're looking to move to a cloud-based system. That is going to help you when you've got different people in various locations. What have been the challenges in that area for you, Robyn?
Look, it's certainly only something that's very new, so we're still working through those challenges. In a couple of cases, the acquisitions have been that the previous owners have actually stayed on throughout those businesses, which, like myself, I did the same thing when the acquisition came to me, and I actually stayed on in the business. And I think that in itself is gold, because you're still doing what you always do, and there's nobody that knows the business like the business owner. So I think in some of the offices that we've acquired, that's actually happened. So I guess moving forward, as I said, it's all very new. It's just, it comes with some physical challenges and it comes with some digital challenges. I think the cloud-based will take care of a lot of that. And getting some uniform approach, towards all of those offices. The office that we're working with, probably the closest, would be Crescent Head, And then we've also got an office in Wauchope. And we work with, they're sort of easy to get around. So we have a little roster system where we all pop out and do our thing and visit them, make sure that they're okay. But certainly it's only fairly new, so we've still got some challenges ahead of us, but I'm sure that we'll be able to overcome them.
Rockend's property tree allows you to do that, doesn't it? For you personally, how do you stay on top of technology? And it's because it's moving so fast.
So I think you have to stay on top of it, Kevin. It's you know, failure's not a choice, and to be able to, you know, have that mentality, you have to stay on top of technology, be it challenging or whatever. But probably in the last 12 months, we've embraced Inspection Manager and Real Estate Inspect, and we've also embraced Flick It Over, which is like an electronic lease sign up for the tenant that they can actually do electronically. So I think for the majority of it, the Flick It Over was an absolute hit. The tenants absolutely love it, and it takes up a lot of labour. We've sort of had to really refine it somewhat because we do like that personal touch. We still do have that personal touch when the tenant comes in to accept their condition report and their keys, and we make sure that we sit down with them and have a chat. But it's not a long and tedious chat and a labour-intensive chat because, you know, under those conditions, usually people are wanting that express lane anyway because they want to get in and get out to the removalist truck. But Flick It Over has been amazing. We've absolutely embraced that and loved it. So they're the three things that we've actually embraced just recently that have really worked for our office. Obviously, there's a lot of training and it's a bit of a disruptor at the time, but once it's up and running, everybody's loving it and using it and realising the benefits.
A lot of changes in the industry and a lot of growth in your company. That must play havoc on team culture.
The last thing we want to do is come in over the top or, you know, create fear in change. So it is really about baby steps and just working your way through that where it's manageable for the people that are involved in that process because, you know, if you've been doing something the same way for a very long time, it can be quite overwhelming when you get an acquisition and what does that mean to that person? So, you know, you have to really be careful of your culture and be careful of how people, you know, how they accept that. So there's a lot of working with your people, you know, making sure the mentality's right. But change is inevitable for everybody.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think, you know, there's big changes and there's little changes. So, you know, is this a big change? It's probably not really when you think of the magnitude of other changes that are out there. So I guess it's just working with people and getting them to be on the same train.
Robyn, what do you see as the biggest challenge to property management businesses in the next 12 months?
Well, as I understand with the cloud base, I think there's going to have some benefits. There's also the challenge in that is that you're completely transparent with your tenant and your owner, and they can actually, you know, see that transparency that has to be there at any given time. So, you know, it's how that technology affects the landlord and how that technology affects the tenant, and how that affects the property manager. So I think everybody has got, you know, and then how will the client actually see that as a positive thing or a negative thing? That's always the challenge because I think a lot of people are fearful of change, but once it's up and running and, you know, 12 months down the track, I think, you know, that they adapt and then that's the best thing ever.
Indeed.
So I think it's actually getting people on board with the fact that it has to happen, and these are the reasons why selling the benefits. But it certainly is a challenge because, you know, often the landlords you know, their feedback's always important, and we always take that on. But sometimes it doesn't get embraced at the other end. And that is a challenge.
Robyn, thanks so much for your time.
Kevin, absolutely honoured to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
I'm Kevin Turner. I'll see you next time for another Rockend Rockstar.